In this episode, our very first episode, 001, we're going to be talking about how to close more leads, even the ones you thought were bad. My name's Mike, and I help fitness studios that are ready to take action, work hard, and grow their studios. In this very saturated industry, there's tons of competition, but the opportunities are incredible. We'll cover the most common challenges in the fitness world and invite guests in the show that have learned to overcome them and share their strategies with you. This is the GSD Show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GSD Show. My name is Mike.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are going to have a great first ever episode of the GSD Show, episode 001. And this episode is actually created because it's the single most important thing that we've noticed the small businesses we work with struggle with. And we figure if we can make a good 10-15 minute video to cover how to do this better, we're going to provide a tremendous amount of value. What do you think?
Awesome.
Cool. So this show, we're going to talk about how to close more of the leads that you generate from the internet. And you can use this in probably other avenues as well that have similar targeting capabilities. But how to close more of them, even the ones that you thought were bad. So this is not something that's been uncommon. We've actually seen this for a long time now, but we've started noticing it more and more with fitness studios in particular and other businesses that provide services similar to that, where people come to their office or they go to there, basically anything not product-based.
Right.
So ultimately, closing leads can be a challenge, and especially if you're asking salespeople to do it that really aren't well seasoned or well trained or really even give a crap about your company, because nobody's going to work as hard as you, the business owner, will to make the sale in the pitch. And I emphasize in the pitch because a lot of times, as you get comfortable in the business, you don't hustle the same way that you did in the first day to get that pitch. Sometimes you may get a little lazy on it and call them for sure the first day they come in, the lead, and maybe call them the second day, third day, maybe, and then at that point you start thinking, if they don't want to call me back, that's fine, no big deal. We're going to talk a lot about hustle today, and we're also going to talk about 4 strategies that you can implement easily today to start closing more of these leads. And I'm going to back it up by actually having somebody on the show next week that I'm going to reference in this episode on how she was able to overcome it. So we're going to prove it on top of it, right?
Right.
All right, ready? So first thing I want to let you know about is that guest that's coming on the show. Her name is Najla, and she is the co-owner of SickFit. They're a full functional gym in Scottsdale, Arizona. They actually were the original CrossFit in Scottsdale. They decided to branch off, do their own brand. They have now 5 locations. They're doing really well. One of the things that they had challenges with was getting more leads. So that's how they connected with us, because they knew that's something that we are really strong in. And we started connecting with them, and we noticed that in the first week, how many leads did we get SickFit in the first week?
63 leads in the first week.
63 leads in the first week. Now, even though that may sound good to some of you, those of you that are watching that obviously are experiencing much more than that. I think a couple of you guys may have experienced that in like 2-3 days with us. Yeah. But for the average person, 63 leads in 2 weeks, that's pretty awesome. If they can get that's 120 some leads in a month. If you can get that many leads coming in, you should be able to close quite a bit of business. If you're like a studio that charges $100, $150 a month, that's a really, really great return. And for most other businesses, that's a really good lead total too for service-based. So, but anyway, Najla and I, we have a really good rapport with each other, and I got a little bit closer with her. She shared a spreadsheet with me to see how many of those leads were actually booking intros. That's their process. And then actually showing up and then becoming members. And I noticed out of the 63 leads, they just weren't booking a lot, were they?
No, they only booked 5 of those 63 total leads.
5. They booked 5 out of 63, which some of you guys that are really on sales, you know that that's really, really low. And then there may be some of you watching going, yeah, it's kind of our ratio. But they only booked 5, and we feel like they should have booked way, way more than that. And so I had a conversation with Najla, and I found out that she has people, not her, she has people doing the sales, calling them, following up with them, getting them scheduled. And these people, they're amazing people, actually. They're really, really nice people. They really care about the company. I did notice that. But they didn't really know how to hustle in the game of sales, and they really didn't know what that meant. What's too much, what's too little, what are the best strategies, what are the best techniques. And Naja and I talked about it because she's got it. She's a beast.
Oh yeah.
She is totally. If I were to have to hire somebody to do the sales for my company, Naja would be it. So you guys are gonna love her on episode 002. But so we talked and we agreed that 5 out of 63 is just phenomenally low. We need to improve it. So she decided she was going to get in the game over the next 3 days because she had that time available, and implement a lot of these strategies that we're going to talk about today, as well as some other ones that she'll talk about in the next episode. And she was able to get, I think we got her like 15 leads over that weekend.
Yeah, so over one weekend we got them 15 leads. She booked 13 of them, which is 86%.
13 leads out of 15 leads.
Right.
Whereas her team booked 5 out of 63 leads. So there's obviously a disconnect.
Yeah.
The leads that maybe some would think were bad or not good quality obviously are pretty damn good.
Right.
Right? We just need to make sure we have a good sales process in place, because when you're doing internet marketing especially, or any type of marketing that has good targeting abilities, you're going after the perfect demographic for your business in a perfect geographical area that have certain interests. So everything should make sense.
Right.
And if they go through that work and fill out the form, give you their name, give you their email, give you their phone number, knowing that it's something that the business is going to use to call you, that's a good lead.
Right.
But if we don't have a good sales process, we're not going to be able to close those deals. So let's talk about some of the things that our best clients are actually utilizing these systems here. And if you use them too, I'm pretty sure you're going to see the same level of success. Some of these may sound elementary to you pros that have been doing this for a while, and some of you may be like, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and give it a shot. So tip number 1, you have to call right away. Now, those of you that aren't clients of ours, this may be new. Those of you that are clients of ours, you know this because we talk about this before we even bring you on board and how important it is. But call within 15 minutes of that lead actually coming in to your inbox. If you have to wait a little longer because certain things, that's fine, but don't let that be the norm. And if you can call within 1 to 2 minutes, it's even better. What is it, like 92% of the leads come through mobile?
Basically everyone's searching through mobile now and opting in. Yeah.
Opting in through mobile. You know how hard it is to put your email address and phone number? So if they put all that in there, they're pretty much ready to go, right?
Yeah.
And they have the time. Which means if you call right away, the phone's probably still in their hands.
Correct.
And they remember filling out the form.
Right.
Which means they're going to answer the call, because let's say an hour, 2 hours go by, Sarah, you fill out a form. If now a strange number calls you that you don't recognize, it's been an hour or 2 since you filled out the form, do you even remember that you filled out the form to connect those 2 dots?
No, probably not. I'm either back at work at my desk or I'm at home and I'm zoned out. And if I see that random number calling me, I'm not going to answer it because it's not something that I recognize. So I'm going to let it go to voicemail, and then I'm not going to check my voicemail.
Well, so let's talk about that. Why don't you answer phone numbers that you don't recognize?
Because I think it's going to be spam or sales. Even if it's something that I've opted into, if it's been a few hours or even a day, then I'm especially not going to answer it. So.
And not only that, too, if this person's not working out already and they decide to take advantage of this pass, you got them that motivational moment where it sometimes only lasts once or twice a year for some people. And that motivation can easily just dry out. You got to catch them right there. Najla did that. She called every single lead immediately. As soon as they came in, was able to get a hold of all of them and book 13 of them in. Another really great tip to do, tip number 2, is call twice. Now, I don't mean twice in total. Step number 4 will tell you something else. I mean calling twice immediately. So here's the thing, Sarah. Let's say 10, 15 minutes does go by.
Okay.
And now you get a phone call and it's from somebody, it's a number that you don't recognize. There's still a good chance you may not answer it, right?
Correct, yeah.
But what if that number hangs up and then calls you back immediately, like 10 seconds later, and you see that number coming in again?
Then I'm way more likely to answer it.
Really? Why is that?
Because if I see the same number calling me, one right after the other, it adds a sense of urgency. I might think it's a family or friend who had to borrow a phone. Just the fact that someone took the effort to call me back to back, it makes me want to pick up and figure out what's going on or what it is.
Is it going to annoy some people? It might. But we have a goal. We started our business. Our goal is to get as many people in to experience this thing that we've built and really start helping people achieve their goals through our service and grow our companies. We didn't open this business to not grow our companies, and these strategies work. Now, when they answer the phone, let's say they say, hey, this is Sarah. You say, hey, Sarah, my name is Mike. I'm with Loud Rumor Fitness. I'm really sorry for calling you twice. I was actually going to leave you a message on this call right here, but you filled out a form on our website to get a free pass for a week at our gym. Do you have some time to schedule? And go from there.
Yeah.
So definitely apologize. Let them know you were about to leave the message on this call. Remind them of why you're calling, and then let them know if it's a good time to schedule right now, which the answer is probably yes. Okay, so that's step number 2. Step number 3, text message. So there's a couple cool things you can do here. One, I know some of you guys might be owner-operators in your business, which means you may not only be calling the leads, but you also may be servicing them. And obviously, if you're a customer and I'm talking to you and the phone rings, I can't really answer the call because it's disrespectful to you.
Right,
but
yeah.
if I can send a quick text, let's say when there's a break or we have an opportunity to text, that's really, really helpful. Or you can have somebody from your team text. Now, when you send a text, obviously putting a whole bunch of stuff in that text can take a long time and it's inconvenient. Google text shortcuts. If you don't know about it already, you can text something like lead, and because you text lead, it'll automatically populate something like, "Hi, my name is Mike from Loudwinner Fitness. I saw that you just filled out a free pass. I wanted to give you a call to schedule your first class with us. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle of working with a client. When's a good time to reach back out to you?" Something like that. It can say all that if you type in lead. So Google text shortcuts. But also, it's good to text after too. So if you call twice and for some reason you still have to leave a voicemail because maybe the phone's in their purse and they're back at work or whatever, go ahead and leave a voicemail, but then follow up with a text immediately. How often do you check your voicemails?
Rarely, if ever.
How often do you check your texts?
Usually within like 15 minutes of getting the text, I'll check it right away.
So if I was going to leave you a voicemail to take advantage of your free pass versus send you a text to take advantage of your free pass, which one are you more likely to see first, and which one is going to have the best rate?
The text, 100%. Yeah.
100%, right? So, and you're in the target market.
Yeah.
You're, you know, for a lot of businesses, you're in the target market. So that's great. So, so definitely send a text afterwards, letting them know, hey, just left you a voicemail. I wanted to reach out to you and see if we can schedule our first class. So give me a call back as soon as you can. My name's Mike. I'm from Loudwinner Fitness. Looking forward to meeting you. Something like that, right? Okay. And the last thing, and this is the one that we see struggle with people that don't want to be salesy. And I do this because it's a kind of an annoying term because a lot of people don't want. There's a bad connection with salespeople because of TV and movies and also just shitty salespeople that are out there.
Yeah.
That you don't have to go to school to be a salesperson. You just sign up to a place, and then if you have a sales manager that has some really bad practices, you're going to learn from him. And then this terrible system of bad salespeople just continues to evolve. But there's good sales as well. And at the end of the day, if you're selling something that's awesome that you believe in, then use tricks and tactics. We use it with our kids. Does broccoli really get more muscles on my 9-year-old son? No. I mean, there's a lot more that has to happen for him to get muscles, not just broccoli. But I wanted to use broccoli because I know there's a lot of benefits to him getting vitamins in there and other vegetables. Same thing with sleeping and all these things that I wanted to do. I like to motivate him and strategies in order to get them to do what I know is best for them, and they're gonna be better for it. So you should definitely call as many times as you can. A lot of people give up after the second or third call. We want to take it to the 5th to 8th touch at the very minimum. That's where 80% of sales actually happen. And that's a statistic that's not mine only, but you can Google how many touches need to be made to get to a sale, and you'll notice between the 5th to 8th touch is a standard statistic across a lot of different sales metrics. So call twice the first day, once early, and maybe later on in the day. If you get the email later on in the day, then just call the one time. Twice the next day, twice the third day, and just keep on calling them. Sarah, let's say these two apples, are they exactly the same?
Yes.
They are because they're fake, right?
Right.
So they're for the most part exactly the same, right? So if this represents business A and this represents business B,
okay,
and business A only calls him 3 times before giving up because they feel like they don't want to bother people, and business B calls people 8 times, and then they feel like that's probably enough. At the end of a year, if they each had 300 or let's say 300 leads, which one do you think is going to have more sales?
B. Definitely.
And I'm sure you watching this, you probably didn't like the whole idea of calling people so many times, but when
Yeah.
you start doing the math and think about it, if you're calling people 2-3 times and the other person that's pretty much equal to you is calling them 8 times, 10 times, there's no way you can guess without lying to yourself that this company's not going to be significantly more successful and start achieving their goals much faster.
Right.
And then once you get customers in, you get repeat business, you get referral business. There's a lot of opportunities that come with that. So bottom line, grow your business, get more customers. So in the next episode, Najla, who we referenced, is actually going to come in here.
Yes.
And we're going to be shooting this video with her. And we're going to go over how she was able to do it, some of the things that she does, how she answers the call, how she calls people. She is the definition of hustle. And if you guys really want to start changing your business and getting more of these leads to turn into members, then definitely watch the next episode, episode 002, because she's going to show you how to make that happen. Sound good?
Yep.
We did it. First episode's done.
Woo!
Pretty excited about it. Okay, hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of it. If you did, definitely leave a review on our YouTube channel and on our podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us to keep seeing the new next videos that come up. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thanks so
you.
much, and see you soon.